Toodle.
Joseph Toodle versus Jordan Lindsay Bachnik.
Your Honor, if I could, I'm here on behalf of my client, Mr. Joseph Toodle. We filed a complaint for absolute divorce in this matter. It's a very, very short-term marriage. The parties were just married in September of 2023. And what we have, Your Honor, is that the crux of this case, and really the only asset of this marriage, comes down to the parties prior to their marriage purchased a home. My client put down a significant down payment on the home. Well, the down payment was put prior to the marriage, and the purchase was right after the parties married. The property is approximately between $700,000 and $800,000 home, has a significant mortgage on it. What we're asking, Your Honor, is for exclusive possession of the home. Mrs. Bachnik, again, this is a short-term marriage. Mrs. Bachnik has 3 children from prior relationships. In fact, she was with child at the time of the party's marriage that is not my client's child. And she has just finished another custody matter with that child's father. And again, she's not contributing financially. They purchased a vehicle that she is driving, and we are asking that she and the children, and she's allowed her mother, Miss Carol Ledford, to move into the home also. So there's 6 people cohabitating in this home, and my client is having to pay all of meet the financial responsibility of the home. So it's our request that she be ordered to vacate the premises, or in the alternative, given the fact that herself, her 3 children, and her mother are living there, that my client pays 1/6 and she pays 5/6 of all the expenses associated with the home. The home, again, we're going to have an issue. The home has just been purchased. It's very unlikely that there's significant equity. She is not in a position, it's our claim that she's not in a position to buy my client out of the home or get the home refinanced into her own name. But she is not contributing, and she has now begun having extramarital relations, and as a result of that, we want her out of the house.
Bo.
Your Honor, just briefly, parties were married September 4th, 2023. The home that they currently reside in was purchased, conveyed to both of them as husband and wife, Joseph Toodle and Jordan Bachnik, by warranty deed, executed September 26, 2023, recorded with the Register of Deeds September 29th, 2023. The approximate purchase price was $800,000. 20% was paid down, which is approximately $160,000. Mr. Toodle makes a significantly higher income than Ms. Bachnik. With respect to her children who live there, Mr. Toodle was fully aware that Ms. Bachnik had children when they married, fully aware that they would be moving into the residence, and with respect to Ms. Bachnik's mother, he agreed that she could move into the residence. Our position, Your Honor, is that the house is a marital residence. Mr. Toodle has significantly more income than Ms. Bachnik, and we have filed before the court today as a motion to sell the marital residence, and we would propose that upon its sale, the net proceeds be paid into court, and then we can proceed with the divorce in that regard. But I would submit to the court there's no basis to grant Mr. Toodle exclusive possession of the marital home. Ms. Bachnik's name is on the deed, it's a marital asset, and submit that she's entitled to reside there just as much as he is.
All right.
Then I would call Ms. Botnick.
Look around, please. Raise your right hand, be placed under oath.
State your name, please, ma'am.
Jordan Lindsay Bachnik,
And Ms. Botnick, where do you work?
Envision Healthcare.
And what do you do for Envision Healthcare?
I'm an AP specialist.
And what,
Well, please scoot up a little bit towards that microphone
Sorry.
so we make sure it's picking
I'm
up.
an AP specialist,
and what does that mean?
accounts payable. I work for the same company as Joseph.
And what is your rate of pay?
22 an hour.
You work 40 hours a week,
Yes, ma'am.
and you have 3 children by how many different men?
3.
And how much child support do you get?
I give child support 1 kid and $697.
$697 for what child?
1 child, and I don't get child support from the other 2.
What child do you get the 190?
Sailor, the
And how-
baby,
And who is Sailor's father?
Nick Ellis.
And that's your youngest child?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were in fact pregnant with Sailor at the time that you married?
No,
Or right after you had just had the child?
I just had him. He was born in June and I got married in September.
Okay. And what sort, you have just settled a lawsuit on paternity with Mr. Ellis?
Yes,
And when was that done?
February.
And what are the names and ages of your other children?
12 and 10. 12-year-old is Ryder. 10-year-old is Bryson.
How old are they?
Ryder is 12,
And Bryson is
10.
10.
And Sailor is 10 months,
10
almost.
months. When did your mother move into the home?
She started staying there in October.
October of 2023, right after y'all married in September, is that correct?
Right.
And what was the reason?
She was helping me with the kids, helping us with the kids.
How much does she pay to live there?
She helps with the kids, so in return, she gets to stay there.
Okay, she helps with your children.
Right, yeah.
Okay. And so you're just giving her free room and board?
For helping me watch the kids.
What does she do for a living?
She works at Walmart.
So she's capable of paying something to live there?
Well, she's helping me watch the kids.
In your lawsuit with Mr. Ellis, did you claim any work-related childcare expenses?
Yes.
You did.
No, childcare, what are you talking about?
Childcare expenses, when you calculated child support.
Oh,
did
no.
You didn't
No.
claim any work-related childcare expenses?
No,
This was Nicholas Ellis.
It is.
yes.
I know Mr. Nicholas Ellis. He grew up with my children. I haven't seen him or had any contact with him in the last 20 years probably. So I just want to make everyone aware of the fact that there is some connection. He played on a soccer team with my son and
Yes, sir.
daughter for a while. If that creates a problem, I'll be glad to address that.
We waive any conflict, Your Honor.
All right. At the point in time, did you admit to your husband that you only married him for financial security?
No,
You sure about that?
yes,
That's your statement under oath?
yes,
Did you threaten, at the point in time when he told you he wanted a divorce, did you threaten to throw yourself against the wall so that you could get an order of protection and kick him out of the house?
no,
Have you allowed any of your minor children to operate any motor vehicle in and around the property?
I let my son drive down the driveway.
And he ran over shrubs and things, is that correct?
1 shrub.
And that's your 12-year-old or your 10-year-old?
I let my 10-year-old.
Your 10-year-old's driving a vehicle that caused some slight damage to the property, is that correct?
He drove down the driveway and ran over a shrub.
Did you replace it?
No, not yet.
Okay. Do you allow your children to shoot arrows into the drywall of the
No.
home? You didn't sit there and videotape it and laugh
I
at it?
videotaped my son shooting an arrow into a cardboard box.
Not into the garage and damaging the property?
No.
Where are your children in school?
Ryder is in middle school.
Your Honor, I want to object to relevance. I mean, we're here for a motion for exclusive possession, and we're getting into, you know, almost like we have a parenting plan. These children
Well,
are.
no, Your Honor, I apologize. The fact is financially, where are the children in school? The issue, we want her to move, where the kids are going to school, whether they're homeschooled, whether they're in public school, how she's spending her money is the reason that I'm asking those questions.
Unfortunately, parties, even on a short-term marriage, bring something before the court regarding financial matters. Every aspect of their life becomes fair game. Overruling objection.
So where are they in school?
Ryder's in middle school at Dixon Middle. Bryson is at Oakmont, and Sailor's a baby.
And your mother stays home and keeps him?
Yes.
Okay.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays because I have to go into the office.
And then otherwise you work from home?
Yes.
And where is the office located?
In Green Hills.
You have health insurance coverage through your employer?
I did. I have dental. I used to have dental. I haven't checked on
Who
that yet.
covers your children for health insurance?
The state.
You make $40,000 a year, live in a $700,000 home, and your children are on TennCare?
Objection leading.
Adverse witness.
Adverse witness rule.
I don't think she's been established as an adverse witness. She's answering all Ms. Roberts' questions. She called her on
She's the
direct.
adverse party, so I'm going to assume or take judicial notice of the fact that an adverse party is an adverse party for purposes of the adverse party rule. Overruled.
Is that correct?
Yes.
It's not on Families First. When was the last, are they on Families First?
No.
They're just on TennCare.
Right.
When did you apply for TennCare?
Whenever I was single.
Beg pardon?
When I was single and not married. So it was prior to marriage that they were on it.
And have you updated it?
No, not yet.
Did you disclose that you had the availability of health insurance through your employer for your children?
No.
You still receiving food stamps too?
No.
When did you stop getting food stamps?
Several months ago.
When?
October, November?
October of November of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it time for you to re-up for your food stamps?
Yes. And I didn't qualify.
And you did not qualify, but you applied and tried to continue to get food stamps,
No,
correct?
I did not.
You did not fill out an application?
No, I did not fill out an application.
Have you contributed to the house payment?
No,
Why not?
because I'm paying for everything else.
What is everything else that you're paying for?
Groceries to stay in the house, and I pay for all my kids, groceries, clothes, and I filled out a form, basically showing what I do pay for.
Pay any of the utilities?
No,
Pay any insurance on the vehicle you're driving?
yes,
You pay for your insurance
I pay for my insurance
and your vehicle?
on
What
my
kind of-
vehicle,
What kind of vehicle are you driving?
a Tahoe.
2021 Chevy Tahoe?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much are the payments on that?
A little over 1,000.
Who's making those payments?
I am.
When did you start making those payments?
2 months ago. I've made 3 payments so far, so 3 months now.
When did you purchase that vehicle?
August 22nd of 23.
You acknowledge that the down payment on the home came from his separate funds, do you not?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. That calls for a legal conclusion.
I'm sorry?
I object. That calls for a legal conclusion as to what separate funds are.
I'll rephrase the question. Did you have any money when the contract was made on this house?
I had my own money.
How much did you have?
At the time, I don't recall how much I had.
Did you pay $160,000 down on this house?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
No, I didn't put money down on the
Okay,
house.
why did you say you don't recall?
Well, to your question before that,
Objection asked and answered.
no, I did not pay money on the house.
You know that your husband had money that he put down on this house that was not your money.
Right. After we were married, though, he paid money on the house.
And he paid for your attorney, for your paternity actions too, didn't he?
He helped pay for my attorney with Nick.
And how much was that?
Object. I think that's privileged.
Object on what basis?
Privilege? I mean, the third party may have paid it, they're married.
And you're talking about the attorney-client privilege?
Yeah, number one, I don't think it's relevant.
Now we're talking relevance instead of privilege.
Well, Judge, I think what a client pays an attorney, and the third party pays it,
I understand your point, Mr. Odle, and again, we're talking economics of two people who have been married for a short period of time. You will be able to ask questions of him regarding any expenditures he's made, and my understanding is that these questions are being asked to demonstrate the financial contributions each of them have made to the household, because one of the motions that we have before the court today is the motion for exclusive possession of the marital residence, and that entails who's going to pay the mortgage for that. There's also a motion for a temporary division of marital debt, which is on the docket. So all of these issues are relevant on the issues that are before the court. She's not required to testify about any direct conversations that she may have with her attorney, but the question of if there were marital funds or his separate funds that were used to pay for her attorney, then for whatever relevance, whatever weight that is, I think it is relevant on the issue before the court.
Please repeat the question.
Who paid for your attorney?
Joseph did.
Did you ask him to do that
He offered to help me out.
when you got sued?
I didn't get sued.
Did you file the paternity suit, or did Mr. Ellis sue you? Did you sue
We
him?
agreed upon it. I didn't get sued.
He didn't file a petition against you,
Yes.
so you got sued.
Okay, I didn't know that was being sued.
He filed a petition to establish paternity, Mr. Ellis did,
Okay.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you asked your husband for help in securing counsel for that, is that correct?
He offered.
Have you ever contributed anything to, other than paying for your children's food, have you ever contributed anything to the mortgage, to the utilities, to the down payment on this house, or the payment of insurance or taxes on this house at all?
No, ma'am.
That's all.
Sir Odle, you may question your client. You have a seat. Mr. Odle, you want to ask your questions now, or you want to wait a bit?
Your Honor, I'm gonna call her on the number.
All right, now you can say.
Sorry.
Your Honor, I would call Mr. Toodle.
Toodle, if you'll come forward. Raise your right hand, be placed under oath.
State your name for me, please, sir.
Joseph Toodle.
And Mr. Toodle, you married Ms. Erin Bachnik back in September of 2023, is that correct?
That's correct.
How long had you known her prior to y'all's marriage?
Roughly 7 years.
And do y'all work at the same
We do.
company?
We do.
And what is your role at the company, at Envision?
I'm VP of Accounting Information Systems.
Were you her direct supervisor?
No,
And y'all became acquainted through your employment, is that correct?
I knew her prior to employment. I helped her get the job.
Okay, how did you know her prior to the employment?
I met her at her work when she worked at Twin Peaks.
At where?
Twin Peaks
Twin Peaks is a bar
Bar and Restaurant.
and restaurant, and you met her there and got her a job. Did y'all start a romantic relationship at that point in time?
I helped her get a job probably about 2 years ago. We kind of hung out some in between there, from time of meeting till she got the job at our company.
And when did y'all become romantically involved?
Throughout the time I've known her. different instances.
And she was having relations with other people during that time too?
Objection leading.
Correct.
And you,
Well, the question is, sustained, it was leading, restretch your question.
are you aware of whether or not, did y'all have an exclusive relationship?
We did not.
At what point in time did marriage come into the picture?
Roughly somewhere in July, after she'd had her child.
Okay. Did you ask her to marry, or was it just a, hey, let's do this? I mean, what was the?
We decided to kind of to date, and then as we started dating, we decided that after knowing each other for a period of time, that was the right move to make at that time, because she stated she was in love and wanted to be with me.
Okay. And as a result of that, where were you living at the time?
In Franklin
And where was she living?
and Dixon.
And did she have a home?
She had an apartment.
And did you have a home?
I did.
One that you owned?
No, sorry, I was in an apartment as well.
Okay, you rented and she rented. Is
She
that
rented and I
correct?
rented, correct.
Okay. And so y'all decided to get in, she professed her love and you hers, and y'all decided to get married, and did you start looking for a place to live?
Started looking for a place prior to that. Somewhere in July, we talked about looking for a place, so we were looking prior to being married.
Okay. And you found a home on Yellow Creek Highway,
Correct.
okay? And it's a very nice home. When y'all purchased it, did you enter into a contract prior
And
to?
don't leave it with us.
When did you enter into a contract to purchase the property?
In August, and I put down earnest money in August.
How much did you put down?
It's $10,000 in earnest money
And then when was the closing scheduled?
for September 26th,
And y'all married when?
September 4th.
And on the 26th, was there a closing on that piece of property?
Correct, there
Was
was.
it placed in joint names?
Yes,
Was there money put down on the house?
roughly 160 plus the 10,000
And where was the source of that money?
came from my income. 120 was in savings, 40 I took a loan against my 401k.
Is there still a loan on the 401k?
Yes. Comes out of my paycheck month.
How much did y'all purchase the home for?
It was 760,
And what is the monthly payments?
4,200. That doesn't include insurance and taxes.
And that's going to be my next. Was insurance and taxes escrowed in?
It was not escrowed in.
So other than when you purchased it in September, the down payment that you made, are you familiar with any other increases in value or any improvements to the property that's been made that would increase it significantly from what the purchase price was?
There's been no improvements to the property.
Did both of you sign the mortgage?
I'm the only one on the mortgage.
Do you know why?
It was better to qualify for interest rate under my income than using both.
So even though
That's
the
what-
house is in joint names, the mortgage is only in your name?
Correct.
Now, shortly did you know how much she makes?
Roughly
What is that?
around 22. I knew when she got the job it was around 21, and there's been raises since then.
And how much do you make, sir?
Around to 190,
You've assisted me,
and that's without bonus, but bonus isn't guaranteed, so
you have assisted me in filling out an income and expense statement, is that correct?
that's correct.
Would you pass this to him? The officer's going to pass you one, and Your Honor, we'll mark this for ID purposes at this point in time.
All right.
Could you review that? Does that adequately and reflect what what your income and your expenses are?
Yes,
So again, what you're looking at is you gross about $14,000 a month, is that right?
yes,
And then the expenses that are spelled out, the rent, the mortgage is $4,200, is that correct?
that's correct.
And how did you come up with the utilities? Are those just an average of what?
That was the average of what we'd had thus far, but again, this was in January, so there's only a couple of months to average it.
Right, so again, you've got the electricity and the gas, you have gas heat, correct?
We have gas, electric, water, yes.
Okay, and so again, with the summer and the air conditioning things, those are likely to go up, is that correct?
Objection leading.
Do you know
Saying
what
don't
the,
leave the
I'll
weddings.
rephrase it. Do you think that these will be consistent or will they fluctuate?
Gas will probably go down, electric will probably go up.
Why have you got wife's telephone? Is that just her?
At the time I filed, I was paying her phone bill. She used my credit card multiple times, after I'd paid it once
Okay.
to pay it.
And then again, the rest of these are average expenses, is that right?
That's right. And the only thing on here I haven't been paying is the Tahoe. I stopped paying it in January.
And that's the 1,050, and that's the vehicle
correct.
she's driving. Had you previously paid it?
I'd been paying it since we bought it.
And when was it purchased?
We purchased it in August.
Right before the marriage?
Right before the marriage.
Whose name is it in?
It's in both of our names, because she couldn't qualify on her own for it,
Okay. And
with
so-
a good interest rate.
Okay. And so again, looking at that, you're basically barely breaking even if you take away the $1,000.
I was until she started paying her bills.
Okay, until she started paying her bills. Okay. Tell me what's led to you Your Honor, we'll move that in as the next exhibit.
Mark, This
What's
is the
led you-
first exhibit, is it not?
Yes, that first one. What's led to you filing this divorce, sir?
We started having issues in October, which was relatively shortly after being married. She even told me that her therapist and her had discovered that through their therapy that she wasn't really in love with me, and that she wanted consistency and stability for her kids, and thought that she could love me over time. At that point in time, we talked about getting a divorce. We tried to work it out multiple times, and we kind of wound up back at the same spot.
So she had to go to therapy to figure out she didn't love you?
Objection leading.
Sustained.
Has she contributed anything financially to this marriage?
Other than groceries for her and her kids, no.
What about has she made any threats towards you?
Multiple.
Tell me about those.
We got into an argument, coming back.
Verbal argument, physical argument, what?
Verbal argument. I'm not a physical person. And we talked about, in that argument, divorce came up, and she wanted me out of the house. She said she would throw herself against the wall and call the cops, say I did it. That was one occasion. Another occasion, she threatened, or she said she'd called the cops. So I said I'd come to the house, wait for the cops to get there. They never came. Recently, as 2 weeks ago, she said that she was going to call the cops, that I'd hit her in front of her 12-year-old, which obviously I didn't. So multiple times that's happened, to the point where I had to get a camera for the room I stay in to make sure that anything would be videoed to show that I'm not a physical person.
And is she asking you to assist her with the children?
When the marriage was going okay, I helped take them to school. I helped buy food. I did multiple things.
And have you asked her have there been issues where there has been damage done to the marital residence at the hands of the children?
There have, and I was lied to about what had happened. Cabinet door was broken. She told me she fell holding the baby, and that's what broke the cabinet. Come to find out, the 12-year-old told me that he broke it. He didn't know that I'd been lied to about that. When I asked her about the tree in the front yard that got run over, she said she was driving. And then, of course, there's other things that have happened, but it's always implied that I'm going to pay to fix it.
Okay. If they've been, I may have misunderstood, are they shooting bows and arrows or something in?
He was shooting bow and arrow at in the garage at a box, but of course, accuracy is not always on, so there are multiple holes from that. Another thing that kind of got me a little bit, I guess, I came home one day, we were in a fight, and they were going to do a fire in the fire pit that we have, even though we're in the middle of a drought and a heavy windstorm. And when I said not to do it, I was told that not to talk to our kids all that day.
Did they?
They did not start the fire, thankfully.
And you care for her children.
I do.
The fact of finding out that there's possibly untruths that are being told and that don't want her children put in the middle of that, do you?
Not at all.
Do you feel safe living there in the home while she's there?
I don't think she would do anything to me physically, but I do worry that if she were to, after multiple threats, that at some point the threats are going to come true for her saying that she'll call the cops and say I did something, which I would never do.
And how many occasions has she threatened that?
3 different. She's threatened to call the cops 4 times, but 3 of them she was trying to imply that I had done something.
Okay. And have you ever been physically abusive to her?
No,
You ever laid hands on her in any type of an aggressive or inappropriate manner?
no,
Her mother's living there.
correct.
Is she contributing anything financially?
She watches the kids and helps clean the house, but not them financially.
Was there a discussion about that prior to her moving in?
I was told she was coming to visit, and then after she'd been there for a little bit, she basically said that she was going to stay there through the winter because it was cold. She has a pull-behind trailer that she has property on, or she has property she could put it on, but there was never really a formal discussion of how long she was going to be there.
But is she bathing and fixing her meals and
Yes,
sleeping there?
yes,
Is she contributing anything to the utilities?
no,
Is your wife contributing anything to the utilities or to the upkeep and the maintenance of the home?
no,
Are you capable of maintaining the home and continuing to pay for it?
yes,
If the court determines that she's entitled to any equity as a result of it, do you have the availability to buy her out of whatever the court deems would be her appropriate share?
not at this time. It's all in the home.
Everything is in the home, is that correct?
That's correct. My entire down payment.
Yes. Other than the threats and the non-contribution financially, is there any other reason why you want her and the children and her mother out?
No.
That's all. Thank you. Now, Mr. Odell's going to have some questions for you.
All right, so, Mr. Toodle, you've known Ms. Bachnik for years.
Roughly 7 or 8.
You got married September 4th, 2023.
Correct.
You knew she had an infant child at that time, correct?
Correct.
You knew she had 2 other children, ages 12 and 10, correct?
Correct.
And you knew they would be residing in the house with you and your wife, correct? You did?
Yes, correct.
All right. So you didn't have a problem with that?
No.
And you testified that you like her kids?
Yes.
Now, with respect to her mother, you and Ms. Bachnik had a conversation about her mother coming to live there, correct?
Coming to visit.
And then subsequently, you had a conversation about her mother continuing to stay there, and you agreed to it.
We agreed she could stay until winter was over.
So it's your testimony that you and Ms. Bachnik had a discussion where you agreed that her mother would just come there for a very short period of time until winter. Is that your testimony?
Yeah, my testimony is that we talked about it. Being newlywed, I agreed to do it. It would upset my wife.
What did you specifically agree to? When was her mother supposed to move out?
They said after winter, so I'm assuming after winter is March, April.
Okay, that's an assumption, isn't it?
It is an assumption.
After winter.
Right.
All right. Do you like Ms. Bachnik's mother?
I do. We get along.
Okay. So no issue there. You agree that she helps out the children and that you like the children.
Correct.
I want to talk about this shooting of a bow and arrow in the garage. Okay? You testified that, who was it? Which child was it?
It was Ryder.
Okay, so Ryder sets up this box, which, was that like a little target?
I'm assuming, yes.
Is this kind of a toy bow and arrow? I mean, it's not like a compound bow that,
It's a real arrow,
okay,
but
so,
it was a makeshift bow that he made.
like appropriate for a child?
I mean, it's a stick with, I don't know what's appropriate for a child. Appropriate for a child would not be a real arrow with a live head on it, right?
Okay, well, describe the arrow then.
It's an arrow that you would use to hunt deer.
Okay, so it's just got a normal end on it, correct? Like a small, it's like a small arrow.
No, it's a real full-size arrow that you would use to hunt deer with. Not a crossbow arrow, not a toy arrow. It's a real hunting arrow.
Okay, so Ryder is shooting at this target, correct?
Correct.
And he misses, and the arrow goes into the wall. Is that correct?
I'm assuming based on the holes in the wall behind the target, I was not present.
Okay, there are 2 holes.
There's 5.
Okay, 5. Describe the holes.
They're the holes of an arrow.
Okay.
They're pencil on, what's the size of an arrow? Size of a pencil or so.
Size of the end of that pen, maybe?
No, bigger than that.
How big? You just said a pencil.
I'd say an arrow is what, maybe 2 centimeters?
Well, you just testified like a pencil.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're similar size.
Okay, so is the hole about the size of a number 2 pencil?
Roughly.
Okay.
I didn't measure.
You would agree with me that if it's 2 holes or 5 holes, that's a pretty easy fix.
It's a pretty easy fix. My concern was not the holes. My concern is the safety of doing things like that inside the house.
Well, he had a box with a target on it inside the garage with a wall on the back side of it, correct?
Shooting from a range of about 2 feet where things can, ricochet off.
That didn't happen, did it?
I wasn't there, so I don't know 100%.
How do you know he's shooting from 2 feet?
Because I saw it on the video.
Okay. So Mr. Toodle, do you have a copy of your income and expense statement you testified to? You have it in front of you?
Yes,
Okay. So you testified that you make gross approximately $190,000 a year?
that's salary without bonus. And bonus is
Okay.
not guaranteed, though.
Okay, so you
So
make,
this is based on my guaranteed income.
okay, so you make more than $190,000?
Yes,
Okay,
on a good year.
okay, well, let's talk last year. What was your bonus last year?
Bonus was 40% of my salary.
Okay, give me a number.
40% of 180 at the time, so I don't know, what's that, 70,000
So you got $70,000 bonus, so,
minus taxes, 35%.
okay, but you said $180,000 and a $70,000 bonus.
Right,
That's $250,000.
but I don't get it at the end of the year. Right,
Okay.
it's paid quarterly, just for the record.
When's the last time you didn't get a bonus?
Well, 40% is not what you get all the time. Sometimes you get 20%.
That wasn't my question. When's the last time you didn't get a bonus?
I haven't had it's been a couple of years.
So you didn't get a bonus 2 years ago?
I'm saying it's been years.
Years.
Right,
Okay. Think a decade?
maybe.
Okay. Mr. Toodle, every year you get a sizable bonus, don't you? You're under
Sizable,
oath.
yeah, sizable, yeah.
So when you say bonus is not guaranteed, that's a little misleading, isn't it?
No, that's the terms of the bonus.
Okay.
Bonus is 40%.
For a year-
40% is if we hit max terms of the company.
Okay.
That's not misleading.
Your track record is that you've gotten bonus for years and years
Yes.
without fail, correct?
Mr. Odell, just to tell you, I don't control my bonus. It's based on company performance.
I understand you don't control it, but I'm asking you a question about
I get-
the
yeah.
historic
Yes,
bonuses
I
you've
get
received.
bonuses year after year.
Okay. So when you fill out this income expense statement, you've got $14,191, correct?
Correct.
My math is if I multiply that by 12, I get $169,092.
At the time, that was my salary.
At what time?
At the time I filed this. I've had
Okay.
a raise since then to push me up close to 190. And that's salary. I was told to fill this out without bonus.
Okay, well, last year, a minute ago, you testified that last year you made $180,000 instead of $190 and a $70,000 bonus.
Yeah, so I'm off a little bit on my number here.
You are, well, you're off quite a bit, aren't you?
I'd say What, I said 180, 169,
You off
170?
about $80,000.
No, 80, that's bonus. And I just told you under oath that,
Well, you said
Didn't
this is
put bonus
based
in
on
here.
last year, and last year you said you made 180
No, this-
plus 70,000.
this is based, and when I filled this out, it was based on the paycheck I was getting at that time. I've gotten a raise since then.
It says April 2024, the top.
But that's not when I filled this out and submitted it to my attorney. I filled it out in January.
So you're making 169,000 in January base
It was
salary?
170, 180, somewhere in there.
Well, you said, again, last year you said I made 180,000 plus 70,000 in bonus.
Roughly 250, yeah.
Okay, so last year you made 180,000, and then, as we said here today, you're making 190. And
Roughly.
at some point in between, you made 169,000?
No,
Well, can you explain that? I mean,
I pulled this right off of my payment. My payroll.
fair to say you make 250,000 a year at least?
Not every year.
It's fair to say you made that last year.
Yes.
Bottom line, Mr. Toodle, this is not an accurate statement, is it?
No, it's accurate in terms of expenses and what I pay out every month.
Okay, but income's not accurate.
Income's off by maybe, what, a couple $100?
Seems like it's off more than that.
Again, I'm going to object to the soliloquy or the conversations that he wants to have. He wants to ask a question.
Your Honor, he's not answering the question. He has testified that last year he made 180,000. He's making 190 now. His income.
When I said 180, that was based on salary alone.
Mr. Toodle, if you'd be quiet when we're talking, okay?
So, Your Honor, he has testified that last year he made a base salary of 180,000 plus a $70,000 bonus. He testified when Ms. Roberts was questioning him that his base salary is 190,000 with no guaranteed bonus. He said that he filled this statement out in January and his income was accurately reflected on here at that time being 169,000. That doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. And 180 last year, 190 now, and somehow during the meantime it dipped down to 169 in January. And that's just my question.
Restate your question.
Okay, Mr. Toodle, did you testify earlier that last year you made 180,000 base salary approximate plus 70,000 in bonus?
Yes, I said approximate.
Okay, did you testify on direct questioning by Ms. Roberts that your current salary is 190,000
Approximate,
plus bonus?
plus bonus.
Did you testify when I asked you about this income and expense statement, and in particular your gross salary, your gross income, did you testify that in January the number reflected of $14,091 was accurate?
Yes,
Would you agree with me that $14,091 annualized is $169,092?
I can't do that in my head. If you've done the calculation on it, I'm assuming you're correct.
Okay.
I have no problem sharing my salary.
What's your explanation for your testimony and the discrepancy in your income at 3 different points in time?
Well, again, I said approximate 180. I could go back and look at my salary to see if it matched this exactly. I've had a raise since then, so I know it's approximately 190 now. I'm not afraid to show my financial statement to you so you can look at it to see
Well,
what it is.
You've sworn under oath this is your financial statement, an accurate depiction of your income and expenses.
Your Honor, again, I'm going to object to the form of question. There's been no financial statement that has been admitted into evidence, and there's been no proof stating that he has submitted a financial statement into evidence. It is an income and expense statement.
Sustained as to the characterization of an income and expense statement. As a financial statement, it's not the same.
Mr. Toodle, your income's not correct on this income and expense statement that you presented to the court, correct?
I would have to do the numbers and look at my actual paycheck.
All right. So Mr. Toodle, I want to talk about the house, marital residence. So you all closed on that house on September 26, 2023. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes.
I just want to provide to you a copy, asking to identify it.
Judge, we stipulate and agree, and it's been testified that that the home is in joint names.
Judge, I would then ask the warranty deed to be
Just-
next exhibit.
All right, make the warranty deed Exhibit 2.
So, when you all got married, September 4th, you knew what your wife's income was, correct?
Yes.
She'd been fully transparent with you about the money she made.
There's one item that was not transparent, and that was she got income from her dad passing away. She told me it was roughly $700 a month that she was getting, which she now states she no longer gets.
Okay.
So yes, I knew. Outside of that, I didn't know child support. I know that one child, Bryson, was getting child support of roughly $700 a month but there was problems with it being paid.
Okay. Well, you knew that you made substantially more money than she did, correct?
Correct.
So you all bought this house in September of 2023, correct?
Correct.
And you knew when you bought it that you were the one that had the ability to pay the debt, correct?
Yeah, I do not. I planned on paying for
Yeah.
house and bills, but not her bills.
Okay, I'm talking about the mortgage payment, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, when you and she bought it and you all put her name on the deed because you wanted to jointly own the house, right? That was the intention.
The reason we put her on the house because we were being married, and I thought that it was going to be something that would last.
You made that decision.
Yes.
You wanted her name to be on the deed with you. You wanted to own this property together, correct?
Correct.
And this $700,000 to $800,000 house that you bought, you knew that it was being bought because you had the ability to pay for it, correct?
Correct. And I
You
thought
weren't
that.
relying upon this.
Yeah, and again, if he could finish his answer before Mr. Odle starts questioning him again.
Please let him answer the question fully before you begin answering,
Yeah.
asking the next question.
Yeah, the reason I put her on there, I thought that my money for the down payment would be considered separated party going into it and coming out of it, only to learn that it's not, obviously.
Okay, so you agree that house is a marital asset, correct?
Yeah, I think
And
that's,
the equity in it is,
And again, calling for a legal conclusion, as Mr. Odle has pointed out earlier, and I would object for asking my client to draw a legal conclusion.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Objection, calling for a legal conclusion. Same objection that Mr. Odle made.
so the rule, John.
I overruled his objection, I thought I overruled his objection. State your question one more time, please.
Mr. Toodle, you agree that the equity in the house, that's a marital asset, correct?
if there
And
is,
that's what I'm,
I think that does call for a legal conclusion because there was a difference between that question and the question that was asked by Ms. Roberts. You're asking him if it's a marital asset, and that is a legal term that the court has to determine what the marital assets are. If there is equity in the property that came, I think the question Ms. Roberts asked was, is the equity or the $160,000, whatever was paid down on the house, did that come from his separate funds? That was the question she asked that you objected to as a legal conclusion. It was not a legal conclusion in this court's opinion to ask someone if the down payment came from separate funds of that person. You're asking him if it's a marital asset, which is a legal term used by the court in determining what are the marital and separate assets. That's the reason I'm sustaining and why I see a difference in the two.
Mr. Toodle, do you agree that you and your wife own this house that you live in currently together?
she's on the title, yes.
You all equally own it?
I mean, I guess by the title, yes, but there's no equal to it.
talk to you. So you said your wife's threatened you
Yes, multiple times.
since the divorce was filed?
Once was prior, back in roughly late October, early November. I had to go get a hotel room for 2 nights to let things cool down at the advice of my friend who is an attorney. Then there was another time somewhere in November where we were disagreeing on potentially what the divorce would do. Then there was a time just 2 weeks ago in front of her 12-year-old.
Okay. This divorce filed January 26, 2024, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You and your wife had sex since then?
Once.
So you weren't too scared of her, were you?
Like I
You
said,
agreed to
I
have
wasn't.
sex with her.
Like I said, I'm not scared of her. What I was scared of is I'm afraid that she would say that something happened, but nothing did happen. And the reason is because I think she's using that to try and get a temporary restraining order to get me out of the house.
But you had sex with her. Since you filed the divorce, you've had sex with her.
Yes, one time.
I approach the witness, Your Honor.
Right?
Mr. Toodle, was your wife's birthday yesterday?
It was.
What'd you do for your wife's birthday?
You what?
What did you do for your wife's birthday?
I got her flowers and a cake and a card.
You got her an elaborate flower arrangement, didn't you?
Wasn't that expensive, no.
It looked pretty nice.
It's nice, but doesn't mean it was expensive.
Yeah. So you got a nice flower arrangement. Did you give her that card?
Did.
Can you look at the card, please? Can you read the card? Not your inscription on it. I'd like for you to read the card from the beginning to the end.
Ways you're like coffee. You're awfully hot. You're nice to hold. You get my insides warming. You pick me up. You smell good too. You're mildly habit forming. You're just right. I wouldn't change a single thing about you. And most of all, I wouldn't want to face a day without you. Happy birthday.
Okay, that's what the card said. What was your inscription? What did you handwrite?
I said, I know things haven't been the best. I do love you and you deserve the best.
All right, make that card next exhibit.
So that card reflected quite a bit of flattery toward your wife, didn't it?
I got the card because she likes coffee and I thought it was funny. Do I love her? Yes, I do love her because I do care about her. Am I in love? It's different.
Okay, you love her. You say she threatens you, and you want her kicked out of the house. Gave her a card yesterday that was very flattering. Were those lies?
No, I do love her.
That's all questions I have.
We right?
Mr. Toodle, how do you get paid?
I get paid bi-weekly,
How do you get paid by your bonuses?
quarterly based on company performance.
So you get a separate check quarterly?
Yes.
And do you know how much that is before you get it?
No.
And have you had a quarterly payment for 2024 yet?
No.
You get a paycheck stub, you get a guaranteed paycheck,
Yes.
correct? And is that what that income and expense statement was reflective of?
Yes.
Is that your guaranteed income to pay your monthly, monthly expenses and living
Yes.
expenses? And is that why it's filled out that way?
Yes. And again, I'm happy to share it.
Are they on a fiscal year or on a calendar year? Your company?
We're calendar, January to
Okay.
December.
So again, after the end of March, that ended a quarter, they'll calculate, and then you'll get a,
Payment in May,
in May,
right?
for
And
the
I have-
for the March quarter.
Right, and just to confirm, I didn't get anything in, for December that quarter because our company went through bankruptcy. And as a retention measure, they paid bonuses out early, which was paid sometime in May of last year, which was part of the money I used for the down payment.
So May of 2023, you received a bonus,
I received a bonus,
and that was the last bonus you received from your company.
that's correct, until I get paid one again in May.
And if the company meets its requirements and does that.
That's correct.
And then that was the money you used as a down payment?
That's correct.
Okay.
So,
And again, did you receive anything for December?
I have not received anything for December.
You anticipate receiving anything for the calendar year, any more money for the calendar year of 2023?
Nothing for 2023. I was prepaid for it.
I believe that's all. Thank you, sir.
where do you sleep?
I sleep upstairs.
Where does she sleep?
Downstairs in her room, or in the master bedroom.
What do you want to do with this house?
My intention would be to keep it.
You want to keep the house?
I would like to keep it.
And if, I know what your concerns are about her remaining in the house. Let's say that there's an order down of the court that restricts your conduct and her conduct towards each other in the house. Is there any way you would feel safe in living in the house with her?
Yeah, my safety's not a question. I feel safe.
Well, the false charges, I guess, would be the thing.
Yeah, I feel better now that I have a camera in there to make sure nothing happens.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, you can step down.
Thank you.
We'll take our noon recess for lunch until 1:30. All right. Ms. Roberts, you're still putting on your proof.
I think I concluded mine, and I concluded his, and I
That's
already
right.
called her.
You have the right to call your client now, or whatever proof you want to put on.
Your Honor, I just called Ms. Bachnik.
All right,
And Judge, I notified Miss Abby to take that matter off the docket.
thank you.
Do I have to swear her again?
You've been previously sworn, just remind you that you remain under oath, okay?
Ms. Bachnik, I just handed you an income and expense statement. Do you recall signing that statement?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to briefly recover some of the things that you testified to earlier, but where are you currently employed?
Envision Healthcare.
Okay, and I believe you testified that your rate of pay is $22 an hour.
Yes.
Is your gross monthly income before tax reflected on the income and expense statement $3,912.46?
Yes.
Okay, that's monthly, correct?
Yes.
And your federal tax and other taxes are $589.38?
Yes.
Okay. You have your monthly expenses listed below. Can you go through and explain to the court what those monthly expenses are?
So I pay my car payment of $1,034, my cell phone, my gas. Do you want me to list the amounts too?
Yeah, or that, well, yes.
Okay. And then cell phone, I pay $450. My fuel, gas for my car is $320. And my car insurance is $468. And food and groceries a month for us is $1,200, roughly. And laundry, cleaning supplies is about $350. And cleaning, personal care, $400. And entertainment is about $489. And my 401k is $117.37.
Okay. I want to go through each one of those.
Okay.
Your car payment is on the SUV, and what is that vehicle?
Tahoe.
And
You have a copy that you'd like for me to look at?
I'm sorry,
Because
Judge.
obviously, it's a lot more difficult for me to follow along with what's being said if I'm not looking at it. You gonna take a picture of it?
I am,
for me?
Judge, I'm a copy short.
Just let the clerk run can't we just run a photocopy of what? You can go ahead and ask, but obviously, we'll run a photocopy and give you back the original.
I thought I had an extra copy, 3 copies.
Just for future reference, it's always beneficial if you're asking a witness about a document that you're going through a lot of detail on. It's always helpful to give the judge a copy of it so that I can understand it, because listening to it and when you two are going over it, kind of flies over my head, so.
My apologies, Judge.
It's all right.
Ms. Bachnik, I'm just going to move on to something else, then come back to that. Okay, so you and your husband married in September.
Yes.
Okay. Following the marriage, was a house purchased,
Right.
and you've continued to reside there until the present day.
Yes.
Are you and your husband living there together?
Yes.
If the court denies the motion for exclusive possession that's been filed by your husband and puts parameters in place relative to you and your husband continuing to cohabitate there, will you abide by all such?
Yes, I can respect that, what he needs.
Okay. Ms. Bachnik, going back to the income expense statement, the car payment, which was number 1, see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's $1,034.27. Okay. That is a payment on what vehicle?
The Chevy Tahoe.
Do you primarily drive that vehicle?
I'm the only one that drives that vehicle primarily, yes.
Who are the titled owners to that vehicle?
Me and Jody.
And who is obligated on the indebtedness owed and secured by the vehicle?
Jody.
How long have you been making that payment?
I'm the past 3 months, so I've made 3 payments total.
Okay. So moving forward, are you willing to timely make that payment?
Yes.
The second line item is a cell phone.
Right.
Can you explain what
Well,
that comprises?
my 2 kids have cell phones, and then Sailor has an iPad, and then my cell phone, so that's why it's kind of pricey.
Okay. And have you historically made those cell phone payments, or has your husband?
We off and on, sometimes I need help.
Okay. So
This
he has
previous
paid them-
time he has paid it.
Okay. Are you willing, moving forward, to continue making that payment yourself?
Yes.
And to be solely responsible for it?
Yes.
What is the next line item? Automobile fuel?
Right, and that's I have to drive to Green Hills, and so it racks up the gas a little bit more, and so that's for the month.
Is that for work?
For work, yes. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Now, the automobile insurance, is that for the Tahoe?
Right, just for the Tahoe.
Have you historically been making that payment?
He's helped me, but yes, I am now.
Are you willing to continue making that payment timely moving into the future?
Yes.
Food and groceries, can you describe what that is?
I make dinner every night. I don't eat out ever, and so that's for the whole month.
Okay. And that is, does that include the food that you purchase for your 3 children?
Right, and my mom, I feed her too.
The remaining 4 items, have you historically paid those yourself?
Yes, I have.
Now, in addition to your income that you earn through your employment, what other monthly income do you receive is reflected in that footnote at the bottom?
I get child support for Sailor and Bryson, and so Bryson's is irregular, and then Sailor, I get $687 a month from Nick. And
Okay,
then-
now, let me stop you there. The child support for Bryson, you
Right.
said it's, what do you mean it's irregular?
So it changes because his dad changes jobs quite a bit and it's garnished out of his wages in Texas. So every time he switches a job and he doesn't report his new job, the child support stops. So he switches quite a bit, several times a year. And so that's why it's so
Okay.
not consistent.
Then the final item in the footnote, you've identified as renewal income is $599.40, reduces monthly. Can you describe what that is?
So my dad sold insurance when he was alive, and when he passed away, I get an income from that, sort of like a retirement. And so monthly, I get an income from that, but it's reduces every month as people pass away because it was a renewal income. So it goes away slowly. So it used to be 800, then it just slowly decreases. So at a certain point, it'll be gone.
Okay, so was your
Sorry.
dad an insurance agent?
He was.
Okay, and did he have a book of policies?
Right.
Insurance policies? And do those insurance policies expire or move to other agents over time? And is that what causes it to reduce?
No, it's policies on people. So if he had a life insurance policy on someone and they pass away, then the policy's done. But every month they pay into that policy, he gets a percentage of that money from that policy that he sold someone.
Okay,
So over the past 30 years that he worked there.
okay, how quickly is that monthly income reducing? At what rate?
In the 2 years, it's went from 800 to 599. So in that time period, it's gone down significantly.
Okay. Are you asking the court to permit you to continue staying and residing in the house?
Right, my kids go to school in the same area where they're zoned, and they need consistency, so yes, I am.
Okay. And you filed a motion asking that the marital residence be sold, is that
Right.
correct? And are you asking that the marital residence be sold and the proceeds paid into court for the court to determine down the road how to divide it?
Right.
So Ms. Bachnik, your three children that live with you, you heard testimony about the arrows being shot, and you heard your husband's testimony that the target was missed in the garage and it created a hole the size of a number 2 pencil.
The pencil tip.
Okay.
Right. It was actually, so I was going to buy putty because at first I thought it was a huge hole that he was talking about. And when I went to go buy putty, I saw that the hole was barely the size of a finger, like a pencil tip. And I was like, it's not even worth covering because it's barely noticeable.
Okay. Did you just discipline the children?
Oh, yeah, I did. And Ryder got his phone taken away and his guitar. His guitar's prized possession, so he got in trouble.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Roberts?
Ms. Botnick, why is it that you want the house sold?
Well, Jody mentioned that as well
I
because,
didn't ask what he did. I asked, why do you want it sold?
Or if my client could answer the question.
I agree.
I don't think she's asking the question, she's answering the question. She's saying that he wanted it sold too, but the question is, why does she want it sold? So.
Right. Because that was a house we were married in. And if I'm leaving, then we both move on. I want the house sold.
But just in revenge.
No. Definitely not revenge. I'm not vindictive like that.
Okay. Well, you put this income and expense statement for whatever the truth of it is, that
I'm
you
just
don't have,
argumentative.
you don't have,
Staying on the sidebar comments, don't make sidebar comments.
you're stating that you only have $3,912 a month to support you, your 3 kids, and your mother.
Right.
And you're gonna sell a home that you've not contributed to whatsoever, correct?
Right.
And you're going to have that listed for sale, so there's gonna be a sales commission that's gonna be paid on it, correct?
Correct.
And then you're going to have capital gains tax on any income that you derived from that, correct? Did you know that?
Okay. Correct.
And so so again, financial gain that you think you're gonna sell the house, is it?
Well, the divorce is gonna end us. We're not gonna be together anymore, and I want a fresh start. He will want a fresh start, and I want the house sold.
Because you want the money, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Now, in your income and expense statement, you use $3,912.46 is what your income is. But again, you're making $22 an hour.
Right.
So that's 45,000 and some change a year, correct? 45,760 a year.
Yes.
So you divide that out, and I divided by 52 weeks, and that's $3,813.
Okay.
Where did you, and do you make any overtime or anything else?
No, we're not allowed
Okay.
overtime.
But this income that you've got up here, this monthly income before taxes, does not include the 687, the 780, or the 599, which is an additional $2,066. Isn't that correct?
If that's what you have on there.
Well, you don't have it on there. I added it up. But if you look down at the bottom, monthly court order child support, 687.
And also, it's not consistent. I mentioned why.
You didn't put that on, that's not included in this number, is it?
Is it not?
Is it or is it not? This is what you've introduced as your income, ma'am.
It's not introduced
Okay.
because it's not consistent, because he doesn't have a job half the time, his father.
Well, see, I asked you, when I called you on direct examination, I asked you what child support you get, and you know what your testimony was?
Yes, and I told you.
No, you just said I only get it for Sailor. You get 687. You
Right.
didn't mention that you got it for Bryson.
Because I hardly get it.
Well, when was the last time you got it?
Last
Month?
No, let me finish, please. I got it probably back in October of 2023. And I can show proof of that.
Have you instituted any cases against him to try to collect the money?
Well, it's kind of pointless because it's already garnished out of his wages, and it would cost me money that I don't really have to fight him. And
So you would instead let somebody who's not the father of your child support you and provide a home for you than to go get money from the person who's supposed to be supporting that child?
well, he does work sometimes, and when he does, I do get money for Bryson. So, and I'm doing what I can to make sure he has everything he needs.
You're doing what you can.
Right, for my kids.
Have you gotten another job?
No, I have a baby. New baby.
Okay.
Well,
Does
I
that
don't,
preclude you from having to support your children?
I don't think I would have time to have another job when I work 40 hours a week.
You just work 40 hours a week. And your mother you're providing a roof for your mother on somebody else's dime. Correct?
She helps a lot with the children, so that's saving me on having to get childcare.
Your 10-year-old has a cell phone?
Yes. Everyone in his grade has one.
So we have to keep up with the Joneses. But, because everybody in his grade has one?
Well, he rides the
Who does he
bus.
call?
He games on it and stuff like that. That's what all the kids do these days.
But who's paying the internet so that he can log on to it out there at Yell Creek?
I am.
You're paying the internet
On the phone.
on the phone?
I'm paying the cell phone.
Okay, he doesn't click on and get on and not use his cellular data?
I could use hotspot if I need to.
Who pays for the hotspot?
Me. I pay for my cell phone.
Okay, so that's what you're doing.
If I need to.
Well, I didn't ask what you needed to, I asked what you were doing.
So right now, when he's not home, he runs off the service. I don't even know if he's even connected to the wireless internet half the time. He's 10.
Now, you go to Green Hills twice a week is what your testimony is?
Sometimes I go in Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she changes it up, but most of the time it's Tuesdays and Thursdays.
No, I didn't ask what most of the time. You testified when I put you on the witness stand first, that you have to go to Green Hills twice a week.
Right.
That's not true, is it?
Unless the weather's bad or if it's snowing, no, I don't go if it's snowing.
And you don't
And this
go,
past week, I didn't go on Tuesday because of the storms. So it does change sometimes.
so when I subpoena your work records and
Absolutely. Go
that they're
ahead.
going to tell you were at the office 2 times every week,
Go ahead.
every week since the beginning of this year.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
That's the truth.
Unless there's bad weather or if something's going on with the kids or if something's going on.
Well, how many times has something gone on?
Quite a bit. The weather, it was winter.
Now, I've got some black and white pictures, but I want to, I didn't print them in color, and I'm gonna come to you and show you these if the court will allow. Just give me a little second. Yeah. And again, you were watching the video, you videoed yourself and you saw your son
Right, so he was
shooting the
safe.
holes into the drywall, or it's the insulation, isn't it?
Judge, may I haven't seen
You
these.
may approach and watch what's being shown.
I can't even see it.
You can't see that because it's so tiny.
Oh, now I can't see the screen. So, right, that's zoomed in.
I'm gonna give you some black and white photographs here that we're gonna make as an exhibit.
And these are zoomed in.
Yes, I'm not disputing, these are.
Right, and they're so tiny, it's hard to, I could putty them, but they're so tiny.
But you have.
No, and he has to do it.
Well,
So if it was a huge issue, why wouldn't he do it too?
why would he be,
Why wouldn't he if
Taking
he
care of
has
your-
pride in the house?
well, why would you not?
Because it was so tiny.
Again, looking at just these color photographs, those are the black and white ones we've done. As we scroll down, there's multiple holes shot into the insulation, and this is insulation that's on the garage door and in the drywall in the garage, right?
Right.
Your Honor, we'll move this series of pictures.
Is that income, is her income, is that gonna be, is that gonna be exhibit?
If he made an exhibit, I didn't.
Did you make?
I'd asked him to be made, he said, I don't think I did.
So this income's gonna be number 4, and those pictures will be number 5.
Now, I will show you another, and I can pull the color one up, the black and white photograph.
Right, color would be
Did
good.
did you lie to your husband and tell him that you were driving the truck and ran over the,
Right, yes, I did.
what
protect my kids.
vehicle was your 10-year-old driving?
My truck. The Tahoe.
The Tahoe that your husband is the one solely financed with.
I am too. I'm
Wait.
on there just as much as he is.
Well, you said his name was just on the note.
No, we are both on there.
Okay, you're both on that note.
He's a co-signer.
So you're letting your 10-year-old drive a 2021 Tahoe to the point where he ran over a shrubbery that was there, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you lied about it.
I lied to protect my child, which any mother would do if they're scared their kid will get in trouble by someone.
Well, because your son was driving
Well,
did he know
I did it
that,
out of fear.
did he know that that you had allowed your 10-year-old to drive a vehicle
No,
that
because
is
I told him
a,
it was me that did it.
so we've established that you lied.
Let's establish a ground rule. Only one of you talk at once at a time.
I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Hornick over in front of me has to take down every word that's being said. And when there's conversation going on at the same time, it makes her job extremely difficult. So do you just wait for her to finish her question and she will let you answer it, and if she doesn't, I'll stop her. But you make sure that she asks you the question, wait, and then you answer it, please.
Yes, sir.
So we've established that you're not above line.
Your Honor, I'm gonna.
Is that correct?
That's argumentative.
Well, court is again, the court is the one who has to try this case, whether that is argumentative or not, really has no bearing on me. It has been established that she lied to her husband about who was driving the car. That fact is proven, so the question itself is not evidence, as we always tell the jury, so I take it with a grain of salt.
So in addition, you sent your husband a text message and stated that you had fallen with the child and broke a cabinet.
Right.
And that was also a falsehood, isn't
That
that?
was also the same tactic of protecting my children because
And that's why I just said it was still a falsehood, correct?
I guess if you want to spin it that way.
You lied
To Jody.
because your son,
Yes.
one of your sons broke.
And I did that out of protection to make sure he did get on them.
Okay. The judge has already instructed for you to wait till I finish asking my
Okay,
question.
I'm sorry.
The judge has already instructed that you wait till I finish asking the question, and I will wait for your response. Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
You lied to your husband when which one of your sons ripped off or tore a door off of this cabinet?
Okay, so what happened was they broke it and it was just hanging there, so I finished and took it off.
Did you unscrew it,
No, I just kind of took it off.
causing damage to the hardware and to the wood, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever take the time out and putty it and put it back up?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Because I didn't know how. If I did know how to do something like that, I would have fixed many things in the house that need to be done.
Just like you didn't take the time to go buy putty and putty the holes that your son knocked in the wall. Correct?
Yes.
If I could, Judge, I'm gonna make a photograph. Oh. And again, I apologize, these are black and white. Yeah, this is the tree that he ran over, correct? And we'll make that an exhibit.
Number 6.
And then this is the color photos that I showed you on my computer. That's the text message as well as the damage that was done, correct?
Right.
John, we'll move that as the next cumulative exhibit.
Number 7.
Yeah, it's not even.
I was sorry, I was just trying to help you.
No, that's what I keep it moved on it. I'm gonna show you a video. So this is your new baby, right? And that's you holding him in your lap.
Right,
And this is your oldest child
right.
doing what we were complaining about and shooting holes. And this is, the photograph here shows the garage door
Right.
with the insulation on it. And that's where he was shooting into that,
No, it was in front of it.
in front of it.
No, like the box was like right here, the wall's right here, and the garage is like right here. So he was doing it towards this direction. The garage was not in the path of the bow and arrow.
And how did this all get damaged?
Well, it wasn't while I was taking a video.
I'm gonna step back. So two occasions that you just admitted that you've lied about. Now, you are also communicating with another gentleman now, aren't you?
I have a friend that I text, but I'm not, I mean,
A male friend
yes,
that you are anticipating and romantically texting.
correct?
He lives in Chattanooga, so
I
there
didn't
that'd
ask where he
be-
lived.
Okay, well, no, we don't talk like that.
You
You
don't talk about-
support a friend, because I'm going through this and I need a friend. And I don't have a lot of girlfriends that really care, so I'm reaching out to him as a,
Well, I'm not trying to question you because we're gonna subpoena your text records from him. And I'm asking you right now, we've already established that you embellish or tell falsehoods. And I'm asking you right now to create a record because we have a court reporter. They are not romantic in nature. Is that correct? Yes or no?
we don't really talk like that over text message, though.
Not
I
to
guess
the
I just
point
don't
of,
look at it that way.
not what y'all are gonna do when your divorce is over. You can't wait to see him.
Just kind of been talking more about my feelings.
Okay. Okay, just understand that you're under oath and there's a penalty of perjury if you testify falsely. You understand that?
Right.
And so you are not romantically involved with anybody.
I did sleep with him. But we don't talk about it.
You understand, I called you as a witness first, and I asked you if you were seeing anybody, didn't I?
I'm not seeing him. He lives in
Oh,
Chattanooga.
you're just having sex with him?
I had sex with him twice.
Twice, oh, I did sleep with him, now I have
But we
slept with
don't
him
text
multiple
about
times.
He lives in Chattanooga. I slept with him twice.
Where?
And 2 times in a hotel.
Where?
One time in a hotel, 1 time in a hotel.
Where?
The first time was Nashville. Second time was in Murfreesboro.
Who paid for it?
He did.
So you're looking for somebody else to start taking care of you?
No, I don't want him. We don't even really talk now because I thought I was going to work it out with my husband.
Well, you lied to
Wanted
him.
to.
He asked you if you were dating anybody. You know what you told him? If you were seeing somebody,
I'm not seeing anybody.
you just having sex with somebody.
I had sex with him twice.
Did he ask you if you were seeing somebody or having a relationship with somebody?
He did, and I
And
don't
you
consider
lied,
that
didn't you?
seeing someone.
You lied, didn't you?
I'd ask that my client be given the opportunity to answer the questions Ms. Roberts poses.
I apologize.
Trying to answer the
Please
question.
allow her to answer the question.
You lied to your husband about having sex with
He didn't
somebody.
ask if I had sex with someone.
He didn't ask if you had sex. What did he ask you?
If I was seeing anyone, and I'm not.
And you're not. You just was having sex with somebody.
I did twice, and I'm being honest about that.
Well, where were your kids when you were shacking up with this man while you're married?
Well, at one time, my mom was watching them.
Okay.
And the other time, my mom was watching them both times, actually.
Did you advise her and tell her that you were going to meet another man?
No.
Because she wouldn't have condoned that, would she?
No.
She would have been quite angry.
Yes.
Who is this
She
man?
loves Jody.
What's his name?
Will.
What's his name?
Will.
What's his name? Please give his full name.
I don't care about his last name. I'm just trying to find out who, is he a coworker or just somebody she
Oh,
met?
no, it's not a coworker. I met him on Instagram years ago, and I met with him twice. He lives in Chattanooga.
I just thought
and
I'd missed it.
Well,
As-
and
never
I
seen
would
him
like
again.
his name. I would like his name.
Will Hansen.
Well, what?
Will Hansen.
Hanton?
With a H.
Hanton.
Hansen.
Hanson, I'm sorry. I don't have my hearing aids in. And when were these liaisons?
The exact dates I don't. I'd have to,
This has gone on a while.
Really, like, think
She's
about it
admitted
for a
to
second.
having
It's-
Hold on a second.
an affair. We're here on division of debt and possession of the house. With respect to the division of debt, marital fault is not a factor.
I'll move on, Judge. The only other question I was going to ask is who paid for the gas and whose car did you use to drive to meet
Ask
your...
that question and that'll be the last one.
he paid for everything.
He gave you gas money?
Yes. Cash.
How much did he give you?
$80.
So this man you met on Instagram gave you $80 to meet him in a hotel room in Murfreesboro and in Nashville to have sex?
He didn't give
No,
me.
I'm going to object. That assumes facts, not in evidence. She's implying something totally different. And
What am I implying?
Yeah,
I
she
think you're implying
testified she gave him.
met with him for money.
Pardon?
the way I took the question was that
She
she
would
was,
say Ms. Roberts is implying that she is having sex with this man for money. I think she's implying that she was asking whether she had expended marital funds to meet her paramour, and that was the question that was put forth, and she testified that the gentleman gave her money for gas and so forth. I didn't take it that it was in any implication of anything.
Is there any other times that somebody's given you any other money that you've not disclosed on your income and expense statement? So that first you only told stories because you were covering for your kids. Then you told a story about about having relations with another man while you're still married. And you also told a story about the fact of threatening to call the police and have Mr. Toodle kicked out of the house. And you have said that, haven't you?
Right, I did not say that.
You did. You're sure?
I'm 100%
You
sure. I
understand
did
we've
not say
had
that.
there could be surveillance.
Totally
So
fine.
you don't want to recant that right now.
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You have every opportunity before this hearing is over with to recant that statement. Are you, again, testifying that you never made a threat to him to call the police and have him thrown out of the house?
The one about me throwing myself against the wall, I did not say that.
Okay, well, what did you say?
Which time when I threatened to,
Well, obviously, there's more than one threat.
because he is kind of a bully. And yes, I will threaten to call the cops on you if you threaten me.
Okay.
Meaning him.
You can threaten me all you want to, but
I-
when did you threaten him to call the police on him and have him thrown out of the house? When did you do it?
I didn't call.
I didn't ask if you called, I said, when did you make that threat?
I did it several times. It was, when he mentioned it too, back for December and then between January and March. I don't know the exact dates.
I mean, just last week you did it, didn't you?
Because he was being rude to me. He said, I can't wait till you're out of this house. Wait till a judge sees this. I'm going to make sure you're gone. You and your kids will be out on the street.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to call the cops on you if you keep threatening me.
So telling you you're rude and that he
Police
wants you out of the
stopped.
house is, you're gonna call the police.
I
That's,
told him to stop and he did.
that's all.
Redirect.
Bachnik, you heard, Ms. Roberts asked you why you want the property sold, correct? During your husband's testimony, did you hear him testify that he couldn't afford to buy you out of your part of the house?
Right.
He couldn't access further funds? So are you asking the house be sold?
Your Honor, again, I'm gonna object to leading.
No,
that's not leading. I said, are you asking?
I wasn't able to finish my question, but
I withdraw the objection.
Objection withdrawn.
are you asking the house be sold and net proceeds be paid into court to be divided equally between the two of you?
Yes.
Ms. Bachnik, there's been no domestic violence in your house, or has there been?
Verbally.
Explain that to the court.
He can be a bully sometimes, and he will keep threatening that I'll have to leave the house, and just makes me and my kids walk on eggshells. And so that's why I said that about the cabinet and the tree, because I was scared if he's like, well, you keep destroying the stuff in the house, that you're just gonna have to move out and leave, and we have nowhere to go. And so I basically,
You and your husband, is this a large house?
it's a little about over 3,000, so it's not too big.
Okay. So can you and your husband cohabitate in this house and not
Right,
have much interaction?
Right, we have a bonus room upstairs that he has been staying up there. And we seem to coexist pretty well, considering.
No more questions, Your Honor.
You don't have anywhere to go, what are you gonna do if the house sells?
You understand the question? She's asking if you don't have any place to go, where are you gonna go when the house sells?
I
obviously.
might have to get help from my sister.
Okay, so you have the availability to do that?
No, I'll have to reach out if that's the case. She lives in Texas. I have no family in Tennessee, besides my mom.
But of course, until you were caught on cross-examination about telling numerous lies, you never raised one issue or told anything about some verbal abuse, did you?
That's why it was brought up about me having to threaten to call the police.
Why did you have sex with this man after the divorce was served if he's such an abusive person?
Well, same instance, he had sex with me.
Well, I asked that question.
was that
too,
one of
but
those
You're on the
nights.
witness stand now.
We were both drinking and
Your Honor,
It
I'm going to
just-
object.
he's my
This is
husband.
outside the scope.
and I do still love him.
Hold on just a second. The objections outside the scope of redirect sustained. I think we've heard all we need to about that. So.
But you also told, you didn't tell him about your paramour because you wanted to try to save your marriage. That's what you just testified to. That's all.
Thank you. You may step down. Earl, you may call your next witness.
No further witnesses. Proof. No further proof, Your Honor.
Do you have your rebuttal proof?
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly. Go ahead. I called my client back.
Earl, I'll remind you, you're under oath.
You ever been verbally abusive?
No, we called each other names, but that's it.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
You ever been verbally abusive to your wife?
We've called each other names. What she said about being out of the house, I did say that. Just because I thought that's what was gonna happen.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Earl, do you have any questions?
I may have just a moment.
While you're thinking about your question, go ahead.
So, Mr. Toodle, have you ever called your wife any derogatory names
I have.
or children?
No, but she did say, when I asked her, how would she pay for her vehicle when this is all over? She said she'll spread her legs like she's always has done before.
You would what?
She said she would spread her legs like she's always done before.
You called her a cunt.
That was back in October, yes.
So a month after you got married, you're calling your wife derogatory names.
Asked
That
and
was-
answered.
That was after she had called me a
Hold on,
troll.
if there's an objection, you wait.
Objection, answered, asked and answered.
Objection is sustained.
So, Mr. Toodle, you make a lot of money, right?
I do okay.
You do a little more than okay. We established that a little bit earlier.
Objection
despite-
outside the scope of redirect.
Well, actually, you called him as a rebuttal witness, so this is not
I went-
redirect.
Well, as outside the scope of,
I don't think it applies when you recall him as a rebuttal witness. This is open cross-examination.
Mr.
Overruled.
Toodle, as much as you want to avoid truthfully testifying as to what your income is, you make a lot more money than your wife.
I
right?
can answer that. So the 14,000 that you have on there, it's because I took one paycheck and I doubled it. I didn't consider that we have 26 paychecks because we're bi-weekly. So if you add that together, then it gets to 182. So that's why that was that way. When I was given that income sheet, I took one paycheck because I don't know what the taxes are because I don't think of it in gross, I think of it in net. So that's why that number was 14,000.
It's a rounding error. It doesn't include an $80,000 bonus.
That's because this year I haven't gotten the bonus.
You've gotten it for the past 10 years at least, is what you testified to, correct?
I know, but I was told to put down guaranteed income.
You're really trying to avoid this question, aren't you?
I'm answering it truthfully. If I was guaranteed to get 80,000, I'd put it down.
All right. You make a lot of money.
Asked and answered.
Your Honor, I'm just trying to get to my point that I was about to get to earlier.
You've asked him that question now 3 times, sustained.
Okay. You like to use the fact that you make a lot more money than your wife as a threat against her and her children, don't you?
No. I pay for everything. Well, how's that a threat?
You like
That's
to
fact.
threaten to make her homeless, don't you?
No. I don't know, because I don't know her true financial situation. I figured her mom has property, they have a trailer, she has a place to go.
But you've told her that you're gonna make sure that she's kicked out of that house.
I didn't say I was gonna make sure of that. I said, you will probably be out of the house. I didn't say I'm gonna make sure. There's nothing within my power to do that. That's why we're in this court today.
You threatened her that you and your 3 kids are gonna be out of this house.
I did not say you and your 3 kids will be out of this house. I said, it'll be up to the judge.
No more questions.
That's all.
You knew her for 7 years before you married her, right?
I did.
All right. You helped her get a job,
I did.
and you knew she was carrying another man's child when you married her, right?
She already had the baby when we got
Already
married.
had the baby. So she had
Correct.
3 children by 3 different men, and you knew all of that before you married her.
I did.
So you kind of knew what you were getting into, at least you suspected you knew.
I kind of figured it was a 50-50 whether it was going to work out.
So
Stupid, I know.
most men, when they get married, they don't think about 50-50 chance of it working out when they, ask someone to marry them.
I wanted to believe.
Although I would say that with the divorce rate in this country, that's probably not far from the average of what marriages work out and what don't. But my question to this is, you expected there would be problems, I assume.
Yeah, I wanted to believe what she was telling me. She was past going out and partying, and she was ready to be a family and settle down, and she was looking for
And you-
stability.
Cared
And
for
so-
her and you wanted to help her.
And obviously for 8 years, there's something there, I was fed the whole 9 yards.
The point is that you went into this knowing that there could be problems, right?
I did.
And it turned out there are problems.
Within a couple of weeks, I figured out there was problems.
But you say you still love her.
I do, but I don't think I have the same kind of love that I had before. It's more, I care about her.
All right, that's all. Step down.
Thank you.
That's our proof, Your Honor.
There's an old saying, oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Y'all have heard that before? It applies to everybody in this case. I think Mr. Toodle deceived himself when he thought that he was going to be able to marry this lady and fix her problems and that they would live happily ever after. Although he admits today he thought maybe he only had a 50-50 chance of success in doing so. Of course, Ms. Bachnik has testified that, or at least there was testimony that, I don't think she testified about it, but there was testimony that she didn't realize that she didn't really love him until her therapist, I think it was, that told her she didn't really love him. And if she went out and had sex with 2 other men during the marriage, obviously that would be something that she didn't marry. She didn't love him. So this is a situation that is a temporary hearing that is designed to keep the parties in life and limb together until such time as they can conclude this matter after discovery and after mediation takes place. They are both asking for a divorce. So therefore, as was pointed out, whether Ms. Bachnik wants to move out of the house or not, right now, that's coming. I mean, you're going to have to do it sooner or later. Mr. Toodle has indicated that he cares for her children, and his concern is that she may make some false allegation against him while they're continuing to live together. And so it's going to take time for her to move out. The Dixon County school system concludes its school year on what, May 23rd, I think it is.
Yes, sir.
And it is this court's opinion that these parties will continue to cohabit in the marital residence until June 1st. At that point, Ms. Bachnik will vacate the property. Mr. Toodle will continue to have temporary possession of the marital residence. I make that statement because of the fact that it is apparent that Mrs. Bachnik cannot afford to pay the house payments, and therefore if he is forced to leave, he's going to still have to make the house payments. She has indicated that she wants to sell the house, which obviously indicates she would then have to leave. In the interim period that they reside together, she will pay all payments that she has on her income and expense statement. I have added, she's showing a shortage of her income and expenses that she's negative $1,505.56. If you add back in the child support payments and her renewable income, then that comes to $5,978.46. So it's clearly more than her expenses are, even considering those expenses, which when I look at, no, and I don't mean this to be harsh, but I don't spend $489 on recreation and entertainment a month. Clothing and personal care, $400 a month. Folks, you're going through a divorce. You're going to have to tighten up a lot of these expenses that are otherwise you might do if you're living in a nice home and having two incomes that total over $200,000 a year. This is not going to be the case. Short-term marriages that go through divorce, the court's usually looking to put the parties back in the situation they were in prior to the marriage. It's just that simple. Short-term marriages of 6 months do not typically require or even justify the awarding of alimony or spousal support, absent some compelling circumstances. So I'm just saying these expenses that are here are going to have to be looked at. Her car payment of $1,034.27 is fixed. It's going to have to be paid. She's got cell phones for a 10-year-old, so be it. She'll have to pay for it. Her automobile insurance goes with her car. Her food and groceries of $1,200 a month. She's only going to be required to provide food and groceries for her and her children. He will have to provide food for himself. Laundry and cleaning doesn't seem to be particularly outrageous, but the $400 for clothing and personal care and $489 recreational entertainment may be an area that Ms. Bachnik has to kind of reduce. Mr. Toodle will be required to pay those expenses that are shown on his income and expense statement. Right now, he's paying the house mortgage. He wants to keep the house. The issue of any credit that he is to receive from making the payments on a temporary basis, any increase in the equity that might result from that will be reserved for the final hearing in this case. He's providing right now for the next 2 months at least a place for her and the children to reside until June 1st. And that, in my opinion, would justify that. I've taken away the $300 phone bill that she's now going to be required to pay, which means he'll have some small amount. But I also think he's got a greater amount than what's shown on here because there's some flexibility in his income. In any event, he'll pay the monthly mortgages on the house and all of those other bills that he has paid, with the exception of the Chevrolet Tahoe, which she is going to be required to pay. And with that being the case, I will put down this further order. These parties are both restrained and prohibited from involving law enforcement in any way, shape, form, or fashion against one another to gain an advantage in this divorce action, or to seek to have the other removed from the home. A violation of this order will be contempt of court. I'm just simply saying that. I'm not saying you would do that, but I'm saying there's been some allegation that you were going to call the police. There's some reason he might, but I'm simply saying you can't do that under this order. And as a result of that, if something happens and it turns out that somebody violates that order, they're looking at 10 days in jail for even doing that, making that type of report. If there is any indication of violence in the home, you must come to this court, file an application for an order of protection with the Chancery Court of Dixon County, Tennessee, so you will have that protection. And if you feel threatened or you have the right to apply to this court for an order of protection. They will present it to me personally for me to review, since I'm the one who's hearing this case, and I'll determine whether or not there is a need for an order of protection, and then probably would have to set a hearing even if I denied it. So both of these parties are restrained and prohibited from arguing, fussing, fighting, speaking negatively to each other, cursing each other, certain words that are just not acceptable. And you've uttered one of those in regards to your wife. Whether you agree with what kind of a life she's lived in the past or what kind of behavior she's exhibited, she is your wife. She deserves more respect just for that fact alone. And he deserves, being your husband, to have a little bit more respect than what you've shown him. So treat each other with respect in this time you live together. Either of you has the right to vacate the home upon your decision to do so. You can move out and let her have the house pending that. She can move out if she doesn't like living there with you. But you're going to cohabit it peacefully. There will be no fussing, fighting, cursing, or anything else. You'll reside in the upstairs bedroom. She'll reside downstairs. There will be no damage inflicted on this house by anyone associated with that. So both sides are prohibited from destroying, damaging, or whatever. You are prohibited from allowing your 10-year-old to drive the car, at least at this point. Just don't let him drive the car. Don't let him shoot holes in the wall with a bow and arrow or whatever it was that was there. Just be no damage to the residents. Absent an agreement otherwise, I'm going to order that there be an appraisal conducted on the value of this house to determine. I know that wasn't necessarily requested, but it goes with the question of selling. Let's find out what the house is worth. It may be worth considerably more, in which case you may have a lot of equity that you may be entitled to. It may be lost in the downturn of the economic market that real estate has suffered recently. It may be worth less. So as a result of that, we're going to order that the parties agree upon, unless you have some...
Chris Chatham.
I was just about to utter those words. Chris Chatham would be the person who usually does the appraisals in this area. Do you have any objection to that? Chris Chatham will be authorized to perform an evaluation of the house. And then the issue of we'll reserve the issue of selling the house. If there is substantial equity that Mrs. Bachnik would be entitled to, then it may be necessary to sell it. Mr. Toodle, you have exhausted all of your equity, but the court will reserve the issue of your contribution of separate monies and the determination of how any equity in the home is to be divided. So obviously, if there's no equity above the separate contributions, then it may make sense to award it to him, and he's simply eats whatever the loss is of his equity. But otherwise, that's the order of the court. Mrs. Bachnik's mother is going to continue to reside there to help her with the children. I don't want any questions raised about that. You seem to like her and get along with her. If you two will treat each other with kindness and be sociable and civil to one another, then you can coexist until the time for this to be resolved. And hopefully by the end of May and the first part of June, you all will have been able to determine some of these issues, and maybe you can resolve this and go separately and start your life over again. Seems like that's probably where both of you are headed. So sometimes the fantasy we have about how great things are going to be just doesn't work out. And that's, I think, where we are right now. So I think both of you are looking to gain something out of this situation, and unfortunately it's not going to work out for you, so we're going to end your divorce. I noticed that it's been pending now for less than 90 days, but it's been pending more than that. So you two talk about whether or not you want to go ahead and finalize the divorce itself. If you want to talk to your client, if she wants to go ahead and be divorced, I can pronounce the magic words today and grant you a divorce. If you want to think about it, then do so, and you can let me know.
We would prefer that, Your Honor, so that any rights of
I'm not going to
inheritance.
do it unless both sides, since it wasn't requested and it's not a final hearing, the only way I'll do it is if both sides desire to have that have the marriage terminated. The advantage to it is that it fixes the date of the marriage so that we know what the contributions are to each other. But it may be that Mr. Odle and his client don't want to do that. Y'all talk about it, and you can always let me know before today is over what you want to do. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Roberts will draw the order
Yes,
and
sir.
submit it to Mr. Odle for his approval.
Stuff was that started on the hearing.